Hi, I'm Ed Brooks, part of the D1 leadership group, and we've just finished the candidate forum here today. I have Pete Constant with me, who is our incumbent council member. Thank you, Pete. I have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
The first one is, what are the top two issues that you see that are facing the neighborhoods in D1 today?
Well, clearly the very top issue is preserving essential services. We have a city budget deficit, a level of which is unprecedented, and it follows 9 continual years of budget deficits, and we really need to get this resolved, because what the city's talking about, the city administration is proposing eliminating basic essential services, and that's what we need to protect. I think also we need to work to continue to build the community that we've started over the last 3 years and make sure that residents get involved in the process so that the city government doesn't do things to them, but the city government does things with them. And that's really what I want to see happen in our district.
Okay. The second question, budget priorities. We know that the city has a huge budget deficit. We are all aware that services are going to be cut. The question I have is, what services would you cut first? If you had a magic wand that you could wave, what do you think would go first?
Well, I think by far first of what we need to do is reduce employee pays. And I know that's not a program, but we really need a 10% reduction in pay so we can restructure and reset the escalation of expenses. In services, quite frankly, we need to get out of the discretionary services. We operate a family camp 150 miles away from the city that operates at a loss. We operate 3 golf courses that operate at a loss. We operate the Hayes Mansion Conference Center, which operates at a loss. Together, those losses approximate $10 million a year. That'll go a long way to preserving essential services. And we need to look through the city at every level, as we've been doing, and find out what things are truly discretionary. And if they don't pay their own way, then they need to go.
Okay. Last. Is there anything that you'd like, pardon me, there's actually one more, beyond S&Is, which have funding of their own, how would you prioritize things like community centers and the services that they provide in the budget?
I think clearly the city should emphasize those things that we must do or should do first. And one of those things we must do is provide for public safety. Our community centers and our libraries, while not often thought of in the critical sense of public safety, they are definitely contributors to the safety levels in our city of San Jose. And really, good cities should do that. We should have the basic city services: police, fire, paramedics, dispatchers, our water pollution control plant, and parks and libraries. Those are really the core of what you think of a city are, and they should be at the top of our priority list.
Okay. And last, is there anything you'd like to set the record straight on today with respect to the forum, or anything that the other candidates have said, or anything you'd like to say?
Well, I think it's really important to know that there's been comments made by some of my opponents that just simply aren't true. Saying that the current city council voted to increase police and fire benefits to 90% is blatantly false. That happened by a previous council and happened as a result of an arbitrator's ruling where the council had to implement. That was not done by the current council. There were comments made about funding levels and different things where the facts are just not correct. In fact, it was mentioned by David Clancy that the police and firefighters get a pension based on what they could have earned, not necessarily what they did earn. That's false. That may be true in one of our other bargaining units, but it's not true with police officers and firefighters. And secondly, the issue of whether people have been arrested or not. I can tell you that I've made a lot of arrests. I was shocked to find out that I'm the only candidate on this ballot that has not been arrested. I think a closer inspection of court records or history would show that David Clancy's been arrested more than once, and it was for drunk driving, some other issues. And I think that's something that's pertinent for voters to know, and they need to look into these issues.
All right. Thank you for your time today, Pete.
All right. Thank you.